Yo, 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 and yo, yo, yo. Good morning, guten tagen, and all that good stuff. It's actually more closer to the afternoon. It's about 11 a.m. You know what I mean? And the New York Knicks played basketball last night. And big shouts to Danny B. Danny B and I, we do the Knicks corner, and yesterday we got into a nice conversation about the youth. And among other things, we really do chop it up nice and well on when we get down and do our thing. So again, today is just more of a recap of last night's show, last night's game, and dude, if it's not clear, it should be clear that RJ is clearly the definitive guy to focus on going forward. But again, I knew that going into the season that this dude got what it takes to be an all-star. And he just does. And I'm really enjoying seeing him grow and emerge. I I'm paused real quick because I had a thought in my head and then I kind of was like, yeah, I'll move on from that. So I think the thing that stood out to me the absolute most was the end of the third quarter going into the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter. We were up by 12 at the end of the third quarter, but we had also, relinquished points during this run, and we were up by like 19, and now we're up by 12. Third quarter ends, fourth quarter begins, and in the fourth quarter, Tim's goes with the completely and utterly youth based lineup. Completely and utterly youth based. Sims, McBride, the whole nine. And in the first 3 minutes of that fourth quarter, Cam Reddish established himself. He had been in and out, he'd been off, throughout the game, but fourth quarter is where he made his money. And, bruh, he made his money. Just did, man. He got to work on that jump shot of his, no doubt. But he has, I mean, that athleticism is something that we definitely could use. Is something that I can definitely see growth in potential in. You can't teach athleticism, and he's got that in spades. So again, this morning I've heard more of Deuce and McBride on the court at the same time, but Deuce isn't necessarily the one playing point guard. It's IQ. Did I say Deuce and McBride? I meant IQ and McBride. My bad. Uh, and and even Daddy brought it up. Like, okay, so if IQ and Deuce are on the court, why isn't IQ going to the corner and Deuce bringing the ball up, and why is IQ bringing the ball up? I don't know if Thibs is giving that directive or if folk are taking creative license. I don't know. I'm not there, so I can't really speak to it. But listen, at the same time, I know we want to get Deuce going, but yesterday was also IQ getting himself back going. In the last couple of games, he's been getting back to who he is. So listen, if he's got to do that to get his game back, then let him get his game back. We got time for Deuce. I mean, it's all our youth, and they're not going nowhere. So everyone will get time, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But if what we saw yesterday is indicative of what we're going to see the rest of the season, I do think it's a more fun brand of basketball, but at the same time, we know good and daggone well The veterans will still play. Now, when we talk about veterans, which ones we talk about? You know what I mean? Because we already know Kemba's not getting run anymore. Nerlens isn't really getting run anymore. Taj, more than likely, isn't getting run anymore. So, which veterans are we talking about? The guys that were paying a lot of money to play the game? Yeah, let's bench all the guys that were spending millions and millions of dollars on. I didn't give them the contracts, but I do understand how contracts work. And when you're paying guys like Fournier that kind of bread, they will play. You know, when you're paying Randall that kind of money, he will play. And folk ready to send Randall off. Listen, I ain't like how he handled himself against Phoenix, and definitely Danny and I spoke greatly to that last night. But his contract is not necessarily movable unless you have a trade partner ready. So, you know, just looking at the truth of the matter, Thibs is going to be here, Randall's going to be here, but RJ, Cam, they will be here too. Sims will be here. Grimes, and from what I hear from Mike Breen, Grimes is closer and closer every day. So there's just a lot of talent that we do have, and I'm not going to focus on the coaching or the front office right now because I did that last night, and we'll do that again next Sunday. But for all intents and purposes, I really enjoy seeing RJ step up and become the leader of the team vocally and physically. I'm loving what Mitch is doing. I mean, he is realizing the beast that he is, and I'm glad for it because we need that. And he is a really talented young man. So let's do this, fellas. You know, let's continue to believe in ourselves, believe in the work, believe in the process, and get these dubs. You know, and that's really all there is. And my people, thank y'all for tuning in and hanging out with me for a couple of minutes this morning. And we got a Knicks game tonight, 10:30 against the Kings. I hope we don't let ourselves down and go into this Kings game and fall short. Let's go Knicks. You know what it is. It's your main man, Coach Fa, in the building.